How's it going, IWC, YWC, Liberal Hill, NXT Takeover, Chicago, Part 2, if I'm not mistaken. Late review, don't really give a fuck. I got some opinions on this show. Let's get straight into it. Well, okay, let's not get straight into it because there are some things I want to discuss about this show that kind of irked me. Before I get to the good, let's get into some of the bad. First off, why the fuck isn't Adam Cole defending his North American title on this pay-per-view? I would have thought, they could have, found some opponent for Adam Cole, built something up instead of having him tangled up in this only Lorcan and Danny Burch situation, or they could have thrown him into the situation opposed to Roderick Strong, who, getting to my second point, why the fuck isn't Pete Dunne defending his title at this pay-per-view? I had asked this question to Hill Steven in one of his Q&A videos, and I asked him, what title is the most irrelevant? The Neverweight, the Cruiserweight, the UK, or the Impact title? Trap question, as you probably already knew. I knew who was going to pick the Impact Grand Championship. I knew it. Why? Because he hates TNA. Look, remember, this is the IWC, YWC. If you give Impact any kind of credit, your channel's done. So you can't do it. So I knew he was going to fall into the trap. I knew it. With that being said, the UK title is obviously the most under the most useless title, less prestigious title in all of wrestling. Why? Because fucking Pete Dunne hasn't defended that shit for like almost a year. And I think the last time he probably defended was maybe Atlanta this year. And it was against Adam Cole. The match it got cut short. Whatever. Oh, but he's been defended in the UK house shows it. Nobody gives a fuck unless it's on WWE. Nobody gives a fuck. And they had kind of weaved this perfectly cool storyline where, hey, Pete Dunne, the guy never trusts anybody. He trusts Roderick Strong. And now they're about to win the championship. Oh no, Roderick Strong turned his back on Pete Dunne. And Pete Dunne doesn't get his vengeance or ask for a match at TakeOver Chicago. And Roderick Strong is happy not winning a title by himself, but taking Bobby Fish's spot until he gets healed. So what? They're gonna prolong. Oh, I'm Pete Dunne and I'm mad at Roderick Strong, but I'm gonna hold my anger off until Bobby Fish is healed. What? No. They should have had Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, Future Shock, defend against only Lorcan and Danny Burch, and they should have had Pete Dunne and Roderick in a UK title match and had Pete Dunne lose the title to Roderick Strong. Why? Because Pete Dunne hasn't done anything with this UK title. It's meaningless. It's absolutely meaningless. And hey, the UK tournament is right around the corner. How about you have this guy from America win the UK title? Just a thought. He wins the title. And then you have the UK tournament. He's like badmouthing all of the UK guys or whatever. He beats one of them. And he keeps it going until finally maybe a UK guy steps up and beats him at a takeover. But no, Pete Dunne, he's basically holding the title for like what, almost. Let me just stop ranting about that because it just gets on my skin. It's a meaningless title, and I feel like Adam Cole's title is going on that same route. It's just a title to be there for no really reason, maybe house show shit or whatever. But anyway, first match. It was the tag team title shot. Just speaking of which, it was the Undisputed Era defeating Lorcan and Burch. This was a good match, really good match. Minimal interference by Adam Cole, which made it even better. Undisputed Era ended up winning with the total elimination. Star of the match, Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly, when he gets to the main roster, if this guy doesn't get a singles run, and like he has that star power. He's really great in the ring. He can do really great character stuff. He's funny. He can be a really bad guy. He's the total package. People always talk about Adam Cole. Adam Cole's cool. He's decent. But Kyle O'Reilly, I feel like he's the better person in Undisputed Era. Fish is cool too. Yeah, Fish is good. I think he's like 40 plus, so I don't know how much time they're really gonna give him, especially when he gets to the main roster. But I'm a huge Bobby Fish fan also. Only Lorcan and Danny Burch, I feel like they have something with this tag team, but they did not win that night. Next, you had Ricochet beating the Velveteen Dream. Another good match, borderline great. The problem I have with this is the Velveteen Dream. He has all this hype and stuff behind him, but at big matches, he loses more than he wins. Meaning, the crowd could stop getting behind him, no matter how great he is in the ring, the psychology and everything. If you keep losing, I can't take you seriously. And I would think, like, since Aleister Black is champion, they would be building toward Dream, Aleister Black Part 2, where Dream, I don't know, maybe takes the title and, does the whole thing. And another thing, before the match, the pre-show tape, sorry about that, Ricochet's talking about, oh, Patrick Clark, he used to be Velveteen. Why would you do that? Why? That's completely chop blocking the Velveteen Dream's character. I understand when he's on the main roster and you're doing that whole formerly known as whatever. Okay, cool, whatever. You're trying to, get all that stuff in the backstory under the WWE brand name so you can copyright all the shit. Okay, cool. I understand that. But Dream hasn't even gotten to the main roster. He hasn't really even, his star hasn't really even fully shined. And you're by saying, hey, this guy used to be Patrick Clark, he was like some kind of Rudy Poo jobber. It's completely like it goes against like building up the guy. It would be basically like if a rapper like he's signed to like this major label and like he has a good song coming out and like everybody's feeling it. He's like, I get money, I'm selling drugs, and everybody comes and says, no, he's broke. He used to be this dude with nappy hair, or like he used to be from the trailer park. He's broke as shit. He doesn't sell drugs. He never even like got a jaywalking ticket. This guy's straight up whatever, clean cut. What? You be like, okay, that ruined his image. I guess we won't make money with that guy. Same thing, in a sense. Still enjoyed the match. Ricochet won, and I guess they were fighting for a no more contendership. Maybe not. I mean, they did have a no more contendership match, but Lars Sullivan interjected. So was that a no more contenders match? Was it not? I don't know. Then you had Shayna Baszler versus Nikki Cross. A lot of good psychology in this one. Shayna Baszler ended up winning with a chokehold, but Nikki Cross at the end, she's getting choked out and she's just smiling, laughing. Like I kind of figured that Shayna Baszler was going to retain because the whole storyline of this thing is her picking on Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai should be the one at the NXT Takeover to finally say, hey, I'm standing up to you, Shayna Baszler, and gets the title. Nikki Cross, just a bump in the road to show, hey, Shayna Baszler, she's not superhuman. She's not this Terminator or whatever. She can't be beaten. She can't be intimidated herself. But she's also, very versed in striking submissions. And Nikki Cross, I guess just because Sandy left her on NXT, I guess they were giving her something to do, and I think that's pretty much. I would talk about Nikki Storm. This is the best character she's done. It's no need to talk about it. That's pretty much it. Then you have the NXT Championship, Aleister Black versus Lars Sullivan. Um, Aleister Black defeats Lars Sullivan to retain his title. Really good match. Lars Sullivan, if you weren't impressed beforehand, you should be. The guy has a lot of great things going for a big man, especially. He just isn't big. I like how they point this out. He's a very strong big man, but he uses also ring awareness. He just doesn't have the power. Just I'm just throwing shit at you or whatever. He attacks body parts and he applies the adequate submissions to the body parts. He's thinking, calculating. So like I don't know, the Superman villain who's like a caveman, but he's really strong and really smart. So like that same thing. I forgot. Is whatever. So I like that. That's a great character to have. Dangerous character, smart and very brutal at the same time. Um, the whole thing of the match was Aleister Black trying to hit that black mass kick and also trying to contend with Lars's power advantage. Um, there was one bump in the match where Aleister Black tried to go for a black mass to the back of Lars's head. And I don't know who put this botch on. It was Lars for like going down after he knew he didn't feel anything on the back of his head, or was it Aleister for missing the kick? I don't know who to place the blame for that botch on, but it looked really bad. Like it almost ruined the match. Like Aleister Black just whips the kick and then like he's slapping it. He slapped his leg, and so it's like, oh, that looked hella fake. But anyway, Lars Sullivan gets hit in the chest with a or neck or whatever with the black mass. He gets so he's like, that's not even gonna phase me, bro. Fuck you. And then Black finishes him off with another spinning heel black mass kick to the head and retains the title. So, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing another Black Sullivan match, maybe on television. I don't know who they would have for Black at the next takeover. I would say Dream, but Dream was like lost like what 2 or 3 matches in a row. So you can't even justify Velveteen Dream getting a world title shot, an NXT world title shot. It would be completely unbelievable. And then the main event. Tommaso Ciampa defeats Johnny Gargano in a Chicago street fight. He DDTs him onto an exposed wood up underneath the ring. Like he takes the mat up, and after all this commotion, he just DDTs him. Now, I'm gonna explain everything that's happened. But before that, let's talk about some stuff. This felt unnecessary. This whole Chicago street fight stuff. It feels like they're going at this the wrong way. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, they just had a unsanctioned street fight. Or unsanctioned fight, like they signed off WWE, we're not responsible or whatever, no, whatever. Okay, Gargano won, and now you're having a street fight. You would think they would have first had Gargano versus Ciampa in a regular match. Then, hey, Chicago street fight. This should be the middle match. And you just know they're gonna have a third match, the road match. Since Ciampa won one and Gargano won one. The third one should have been the unsanctioned fight. I hate to bring up TNA again, but let's bring up TNA. So you had Eddie Edwards, Sami Callihan incident. It started off regular match. The incident happened in the regular match. Then you had a last man standing match, sort of, because it was Sami Callihan's alter ego versus Eddie. So I don't even know. Let's just put it up there anyway. Then you had, since the rivalry had gotten so deep, OVE versus Eddie and Moose and Dreamer. OVE versus Eddie and his friends. That's when Eddie snapped. Then you had a unsanctioned fight, but not at Impact, at House of Hardcore. Still following. And then after the unsanctioned fight, what did you have? You had a fight in the woods that nobody was held accountable for because it was a fight in the woods. So you go through all that progression. You go from regular fight, last man standing, hardcore with everybody involved, unsanctioned, fight in the woods. See the gradual progression. How the fuck does it look when I'm going from unsanctioned fight that we're signing off on, street fight that's regulated by the WWE, to like what? They're gonna have a steel cage match that still involves a referee because they can't go to the unsanctioned should be the last match of the feud, no matter what. Like either have one unsanctioned fight and that's it, or have that be the third match. I think the unsanctioned fight from the first one was way better than this Chicago street fight. It got to a point where Johnny Gargano was taking so many headshots, and he kept kicking out things that were just like unbelievable. Like Super Gargano, he was kicking out trash can headshots, knee headshots, Pride at Ciampa, what else? Power bombs, crush shots to the back of the head, anything you could name, steel chair shots. He was kicking out, and like sometimes he would just get a burst of energy out of nowhere. Like there was one funny spot where he took his belt off and started whipping Ciampa, and the crowd was like, "You deserve it," with every laugh. You deserve it. Now that was the highlight of the match for me, just me personally. So you get to this point where Gargano, he's completely knocked out after what Ciampa's done to him. And Ciampa takes him up the ramp. He's like leading him up. He's like, "You did this. You should be my friend. Whatever. And it's gonna end. I'm gonna take you away from everything. Take everything away from you." And he throws him into the LED board, hits him with the knee, and the referee's like, "That's enough." And Ciampa was great tonight. Like I know people are hungry on Gargano, but Ciampa, like that guy's a total package. Not only like is he selling well, he's conveying a lot of emotion. Like when he's like in a vulnerable spot, he's like, "Oh no, please, Johnny, come on, no." Or like when like he's like conveying like it's not enough. They don't know. You don't know. Only I know. It's really believable. And then, okay, you get to that spot. He sets him up on top of this like stack of like soundboard stuff or whatever, sound equipment, and like some tables are laid out. And he takes off Gargano's ring, spits on it, throws it away with his wedding ring. And Gargano gets another burst of energy, hits the Kryptonite Crunch, Ciampa's move, threw the table off of like 15 feet over the equipment. And the EMTs come out and they put Ciampa on the stretcher. Gargano's looking at his fingers like, no, that's not enough. It'll never be over, whatever. He takes him off of the, he knocks out the EMTs or whatever and drags Ciampa, who's on the gurney still. And Gargano, just like I said, Gargano, Ciampa, amazing. He's like, "Johnny, no, come on, no. He gets him back in the ring, super kicks him like 10 times, then handcuffs Ciampa, and then he puts him in the Gargano escape. The suits from NXT come out. They try to get Gargano off of Ciampa, which it just looks stupid. Like you think about this shit. Like I said before, the unsanctioned street fight to a street fight where it's you got these people in suits coming out. It's not a great build up. You go from that to this, whatever. So he's fighting off the suits, and in that all that confusion, Ciampa he's been handcuffed, and he gets his hands. He flips them around and gets his hands in front of him, and as Gargano, he's like trying to make his way back in the ring. He comes over to the exposed wood, and Ciampa catches him like right as he's ducking his head in, catches him, spikes him right on his head, and like he crawls over and referee's like, what? And Ciampa pin him. 1, 2, 3 Ciampa wins, and Ciampa. I just can't. I can't say more better things about Ciampa. He's leaving the ring and he's like still shaking, still feeling the damage, and he's walking up with the gurney that he was just on. He's like slowly walking with this like sinister smile on his face while shaking, and then he does the wave to Gargano. But you know it's not the end, so that's why I'm so upset about this match. They could have had a regular fight. Hey, Gargano, he's Johnny Wrestling. He could have still won the first match because, hey, Gargano, he's maybe a better wrestler, but you got to give Ciampa the advantage in, street fight, playing dirty, doing all this and all that. Okay, then it could have been just like this. This would have been fine. Just, that would have been fine. And then third, you could have had that unsanctioned street fight because why? Natural progression. Regular fight, street fight. Unsanctioned, we're signing off. We don't want to have anything to do with this. Why would we go from unsanctioned, we're signing off, we don't want to have anything to do with this, no matter what, to a street fight that we're going to be over? Huh? And one of the best blood feuds in recent years. Look, I'm reading this on CBS. Like, before I go, decent NXT Takeover. Decent stuff. But I'm reading this on CBS. One of the best blood feuds in recent years. Look, first of all, there hasn't been any blood. Like, for all this stuff and all this hatred that Gargano and Ciampa have, you would think there would be more blood and more excessive violence, but because it's still doesn't eat, it's PG violence at its finest. That's why when people say, "Oh, Ciampa's like the best heel in the business," which he is a great wrestler, great talent, whatever. Sami Callihan is far better. Blood, the vitriol, the hatred is way above what Ciampa's doing in terms of being a heel. Ciampa, great character, great everything. But in this feud, it's still PG. What are you doing? Get on me, cat. Get off me. Are you hungry? Are you hungry, cat? You want attention? You want to be on camera? You want me on camera? All in the video? Dancing? Right? Is that the PG shit? If you don't want to come, you don't want to you don't want to have your regular producer all in the video dancing. It's something like that. Anyway, that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, good match, but the progression of the match type is what throws me off. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and Money in the Bank review will be probably tomorrow for those of you who care. Won't be reviewing Raw unless this is like, I'm not even gonna try to watch because look, we all know. Like I said this like a couple of times. It's no point in me wasting my time, your time. I only just do pay reviews, so I gotta watch Money in the Bank again the first half. You haven't seen my rant on the Alexa Bliss winning the Money in the Bank thing. It's around here somewhere. My Twitter down there, and that's it, man. Pretty much. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.